Hey, Jason Pantano, Black Mountain Endeavors, bringing you wooded mountain parcels that are made easier to understand, access, and build on. Today we're going to explore the 10-acre North Lot here at Appalachian Springs in Madison County, western North Carolina. The North Lot's a remarkable property. It shares a boundary with Pisgah, which means you can walk across your already expansive property line into the National Forest at your leisure. Not a lot of places you can do that, and the serenity is something to behold. For those of you who have seen the recently released Northeast Lot tour, the first segment titled "Where is this place?" will be familiar territory, and you're welcome to skip ahead to the next chapter where we examine the access. Let's jump out and take a look around. Appalachian Springs is an hour drive northwest of Asheville, one of two ways. The more direct route via New Leicester Highway, Route 63, up and over Doggett Gap into Spring Creek, which flows north to the French Broad River through the town of Hot Springs. Your property is 35 minutes from downtown Hot Springs, a popular AT resupply town with some charming eateries and shops. And from here, you'd make your way over to Meadow Fork Road. Alternatively, coming from Interstate 40 via 209 closer to Waynesville, which is a 45-minute drive from your property, you'll love driving through Fines Creek and catching Max Patch Road. This route takes you onto 4 miles of state-maintained gravel through the woods until you turn onto Meadow Fork Road from the other direction. I can't decide which route is more scenic. I usually take one way coming and the other way going. But the gravel option is very well kept and tons of fun. Makes you feel like you're really out there. And you are. Check out this view from the top of Max Patch, a renowned bald along the Appalachian Trail. This is only 20 minutes from your doorstep. Anyway you come, you'll arrive from Meadow Fork Road and pull into this private gravel lane, which is gated and locked between showings. There's no HOA or deeded restrictions here. You'll be one of 5 owners sharing this private lane, appropriate for all-wheel or four-wheel drive living. Access into this property is already in place. The private roadway is finish graded and graveled past the first 2 parcels, and rough graded beyond that to one of multiple build areas. I've labeled these Build Site A and B for clarity during this tour and upcoming visits. For showings, and because you'll be less familiar with the conditions, please park at the top of the gravel on the east lot where indicated, and hike the remaining roadway to arrive at the first level build area. Note that this roadside electrical junction box is positioned at your southernmost property corner, and you'll roughly be hiking your southeastern property line as you ascend the roadway. I know some of you have smaller RVs and would like to live in your camper while building a permanent structure. Depending on what type and size of rig you have, if you can get it up here, Build Site B is an option for that purpose. It could also serve as a secondary build site for a workshop, garage, or studio space away from your new home. The previous owner had a large shed here which we tore down. A soil roadbed on your property directly across from this site could serve as a driveway leading up another 30 to 40 or so feet in elevation to Build Site A. This roadbed then switches back and continues up the mountain to your ridgetop portion and the shared boundary with the National Forest, which we'll take a look at in a minute. You have tons of southerly view potential here and some year-round views we've already cut to give you a feel. This look being from Build Site A at close to 3,800 feet in elevation across to Rough Knob, which stands at 4,500 feet, and Meadow Fork Mountain layered behind that. As you pan eastward, the long-range view really opens up for miles on end over Troublesome Gap. I'll give you a feel for how it looks leafed out versus leaves down. With the timing of our acquisition and how much site prep we performed, I had to endure the gorgeous fall foliage dropping before I could get a lot of the tour footage, unfortunately. But 4 seasons a year, this view never gets old. Topographically, it's very much a mountain parcel. Your two primary build areas sit at about 3,760 and 3,800 feet in elevation, respectively, with the existing roadbed between them, and plenty of sloped area to expand the southerly views around either. Following that roadbed farther, you'll come to a small field overlooking Pisgah National Forest across a hollow on the backside of the property. I think this would make for a pretty sweet camp spot. Once up here, your boundary lying on the backside of the ridge allows you to utilize much of this ridgetop, depending on your plans. It is a protected ridge, which means if you do want to build in this area, you just need to stay 50 feet off the crest with any permanent structure. There is some gently sloped ground worth exploring up here, which again I'm envisioning as camping or buffer space, perhaps additional room for your dogs or other animals to roam, but you tell me. We've had four-wheel drive vehicles all the way up that roadbed on dry enough days, so the top of your property is accessible, which isn't always the case with mountain listings. Let's talk about utilities, one of the biggest variables when it comes to vacant land, often requiring easements and other parties' permission. A plus of this property is the presence of electric and fiber internet on site. We extended power and fiber optic cable underground to this junction box in coordination with French Broad Electric. It's situated along the property line coming up the gully below Build Site B and is conveniently located for trenching to new structures at either proposed site. We've already paid for a soil perc test performed by Land Resource Management licensed soil scientists who confirmed viability for a 3-bedroom conventional system on the slope adjacent to Build Site A, a main reason for me labeling the sites A and B, B being geared more for a garage or workshop that doesn't need a sewer line. Water would stem from a private well, a permit for which can be obtained once you secure a septic permit indicating the applicable setback requirements. I'm happy to put you in touch with the consulting firm I use. I recommend them highly to help you navigate the permit process. Money well spent, in my opinion. So there you have it. I hope this guided tour is helpful for you in digesting this land for sale. I am available for follow-up questions and further discussion. Feel free to reach out. Until next time, I'm Jason Pantano, bringing you vacant land parcels more thoroughly explained.